Welcome to American Dream TV. I'm your host, Colleen Blundell, Selling, North Carolina. In the heart of downtown Cary, the Ashworth Village has been a cornerstone of the community for decades. In this episode of American Dream TV, we will visit some of the incredible businesses that call it home, while also diving into the rich history with longtime legends, Ralph Ashworth and Sheila Ogle. So excited to have the opportunity to speak with you both and to meet your baristas. I'd love to hear a little bit more about how and why you founded Esteamed Coffee.
Well, we have been friends for almost 30 years. And in 2017, we were just having lunch together, and I shared with her, and she shared with me, that we were both thinking about the same kind of dream of starting a place that would provide employment opportunities and a better quality of life for people adults with disabilities in our area.
Once they left high school, there was really nothing for them. It was really difficult for them to find a job, and there were just not a lot of social opportunities. And so we felt like that a coffee shop would be a great venue to develop excellent customer service skills and get to know people in the community.
Well, thank you for everything that you do. I appreciate that, and I know they appreciate it, but I think just bringing this to the community has just made such a big difference in Cary. I'm so excited and feel privileged to be able to interview Ralph Ashworth and Sheila Ogle. So Ralph, we're gonna start with you.
Okay.
When you were living in Fuquay, you approached the owner of the drugstore here.
Yes.
About buying the drugstore.
Well, in 1955, Daphne and I both graduated from Carolina, and so I was a pharmacist at that time and went back to Fuquay and worked 2 years in the drugstore in Fuquay. By the end of that's how it got started, and I wanted some more retail downtown because we needed some retail. So the first store, that's about 40 years old, the old brick building. So we got some resale over there, and then about 10 years later, we did this building. So we were interested in more retail and more people circulating downtown.
So looking back, if you give young Ralph Ashworth advice, what would you say to him?
Buy more property. Had I only known that we were going to go from 1,900 people to 183,000, I would have bought the town. You did. I could have bought the town then.
The Pink House. Yes, that is iconic piece of real estate here in the Cary area. What is your connection with that, and how did that all get started?
Well, the way it got started was that I wrote this book, or I did not write this book. The house wrote this book. It's written in third person, and it's really about a menage a trois love story. And it's a love story between three people, the house and Carol and me.
Okay.
And so we went through about a year and a half of renovations and finally got the house ready to move in. We bought it in 1993, and in July the 14th, we moved in 1994, we moved in.
Wow.
Well, after I'd lived in the Pink House about 8 years by myself, it was really quite an experience. And I just decided that maybe it was time to give it up and let somebody else give her a new life. She bought the house, and she is an attorney.
Okay.
And she's moving, they're renovating the house now to turn it into a beautiful office space for her attorney firm with 8 women attorneys and paralegals. And so she has a wonderful vision for the house.
Well, thank you both. This has been fabulous. I'd love to hear a little bit more about the history of you taking over Academy Street Bistro.
So, well, it was May of 2020. I was a professor at NC State with the military. So I would eat here about 4 times a week on my way home. And I saw the owner, the current owner at that time, and asked him if he would sell it. And he kind of chuckled a little bit. And I said, does that mean yes or no? And he goes, yeah, I would. When I went to Mr. Ashworth for the lease, he kind of looked at me and said, any restaurant experience? I said, no. And he goes, you're military, you have a master's degree in business, good enough for me, we'll take care of you. And I owe a lot to Mr. Ashworth, and really, really good people. I'm very blessed at this point, and it's been wonderful.
So I want to hear a little bit about when you took over the bakery and where it's been and where it's going.
Oh, this bakery's been here a long time. In fact, there's been a bakery in this location for over 40 years. It's been once in a blue moon for over 25 years. So I worked here as a cake decorator for 10 or 15 years. I went on to manage, and then when he retired, he was kind enough to sell it to me. And because I already knew all the regulars, and I already knew the recipes, and I knew how to carry on their traditions, and the people in the community knew me.
From the timeless charm of Ashworth Village, we're heading to another historic gem, this time in the heart of Raleigh. Nestled inside the Beltline, 2105 White Oak Road is a stunning showcase home built in 1941, blending classic architecture with modern elegance. Thank you for joining me on this special episode of American Dream TV. Until next time, keep dreaming big and celebrating the places we call home. I'm your host, Colleen Blundell, Selling North Carolina.